The difference between life and death in World vs. World comes down to tenths of a second. And while you don't need fast reactions to succeed in the game mode, there's a number of keybinds that you can use to give yourself an edge in combat. My name is Chef, and in this video, I'm going to cover what I think are the 5 most important keybinds in World vs. World for improving your overall gameplay. As always, with these style of videos, the best tips are going to be in the comments. So once you've heard what I have to say, check out the discussion below for all the things that I missed. This video also uses timestamped chapters, so if you're interested in one keybind in particular, I welcome you to use those to navigate. With that said, let's get into it. Number 1 is dodging. Keybinds let you do things faster, and that can make the difference between dodging an enemy's bomb and dying in it. The faster you can press your keybinds, the higher your chance of surviving and contributing to a fight. If you spent any time in a squad, you know that your dodge is your most important ability, giving you valuable evade frames to avoid damage entirely. But how much attention have you paid to how you dodge? Do you have to take your hands off of your movement keys to do so? Can you dodge in all 4 directions while still moving at the same time? For starters, make sure you never use double tap to dodge. It's simply far too slow to respond in time to incoming damage. Instead, bind your dodge key to the fastest button that you can press that doesn't interfere with WASD, or whatever you use to move. If you have a mouse with a few shoulder buttons, these are excellent options. Personally, I use a Logitech MX518, and on that mouse, dodge is bound to one of my left shoulder buttons. This keeps my left hand on WASD, and my right hand free to react with a dodge. Number 2, about face. When you're playing with a squad, sticking close to tag ensures that you receive the boons, healing, and condition clears that your party generates. If you're a proactive damage player, you also know that players lagging behind a group and playing off stack are easy targets for your own damage skills. One of the best ways that you can keep up with your tag and not get left behind or strung out by quick movements is from using About Face. About Face immediately turns your character 180 degrees, keeping you from getting too far ahead of tag and taking unnecessary damage, while allowing you to turn very quickly. Good options are buttons you can hit with your index or ring finger, like E, R, or Tab, as being able to about face while moving forwards or backwards is far more important than being able to about face while moving left or right. Number 3, personal target. World vs. World is chaotic, with lots of fields, movement, colors, and numbers flashing on the screen during a fight. It's easy to lose sight of your commander and other party members in this chaos and fall off tag. Personal target is an additional visual marker that can help you sort through the noise and keep track of important people in your party and in your squad. Unlike Mark Target, which is a red targeting reticle that's visible to everyone in your party, Personal Target is an orange reticle that's character specific. This means that your party can mark, for example, your commander with a red target, and you can mark them with an additional personal target for an even larger visual indicator. Or, if you're a damage player, you can personal target your support players to know where your condition clears, stability, or super speed are. On support, you can personal target people in your party who tend to spend a lot of time off tag, like myself, so that you're more aware of their position and when they might need help. You don't usually need to do this extremely quickly, it's more of a visual marker, so I like to use Ctrl-T for set personal target and Alt-T for take personal target, but you're welcome to use anything that's comfortable for this. Number 4, Stunbreak. So, Stunbreak isn't exactly a keybinding per se, but most specializations in World vs. World have at least one Stunbreak available to them. Something that I like to do where possible is make sure that each profession's Stunbreak all goes on the same key, and that this key is easy to reach quickly. For example, you may have noticed in other videos that Trail of Anguish on Scourge, Balance Stance on Warrior, and Aftershock on Tempest are all on my Shift key, so that no matter which of these specs I'm playing, I know that I can press Shift to Stunbreak. This doesn't always work, of course. Firebrand's primary Stunbreak is its elite mantra, not Stand Your Ground, but it can be useful to make sure your Stunbreak abilities are easy to reach and have some consistency across different specs that you might play. And while we're talking about Firebrand, this is doubly important for them, since one of Firebrand's responsibilities is giving Stunbreak to allies via your elite mantra charges. Make sure your Stunbreaks are easily accessible, and you'll minimize the amount of time that you're left vulnerable while stunned in an enemy's bomb. Number 5, Instant Condition Cleanse. This is very similar to the idea behind Stunbreaks, but this time for clearing movement impairing conditions like immobilization, fear, chill, or cripple. Being able to quickly clear conditions for yourself and allies can make all the difference in a close fight, and having your primary condition clear skills on a button or key that you can press quickly is just as important for cleanse as it is for a Stunbreak. This is more difficult to keep consistent across classes than Stunbreaks, because most condition clears are on weapon or profession-based skills rather than utility skills. But it's still worth thinking about where your fast clears are for the spec that you play, and considering whether you can rework your keybinds to make them even faster. If you try any of these out in the short term, you're going to feel like you're playing worse, because you probably are. It takes a bit of time to adapt to these changes. But I promise you, if you put in the time and build the muscle memory on these keybinds, in the long run, you'll be a much better player overall. This is a bit different from my usual style of video, so if you want to see more guides like this, the best way to let me know is by liking the video, leaving a comment, and subscribing to the channel. This is still pretty experimental, and whether I do more content like this is going to depend on what the reception is like and whether people are interested in seeing it. I also want to make sure that I thank Shadowfall for the idea for this video. I saw their short about the most important keybind in Guild Wars 2, and it got me thinking about the topic. If you spend any time in PvP and you aren't watching Shadowfall's videos, I've left a link to their channel in the description. You really should check them out, they're a very skilled player. But until then, that's all I've got for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, and enjoy the rest of your day.